Hello, this is Clarity Design, and we are just going to have a quick look in Adobe Illustrator cs5.5 and have a look at how you could use it to do some basic animation, which may, in some cases, be quicker than using other programs like Flash. Not always, but in some cases. And really, it's just good fun. So let's just have a quick go at this. So I'm just going to select the circle tool and draw a simple circle. We're just going to animate that moving upwards, just to get the basic principle right. So basically, layers mean frames. So you've got one layer, you've got a circle on it. Let's Control C, and we're going to make a new layer. Make sure we selected that new layer. Control Shift V, paste it onto the new layer. Go to the selection tool, pick that up, move it up. Do the same thing again. New layer, Control Shift V, and if you want to, you could lock these layers up so you don't accidentally select them by mistake. New layer, Control Shift V, drag that up. New layer, Control Shift V, until we've got a very short animation. Oh, just undo that, make a new layer first, and Control Shift V, that'll do. And then we will just Shift to hold it straight. Then we'll just export that as an SWF. So this is how to do. This is the core skill, if you like. So this is how we're going to do this. So we just it doesn't matter if you've got those highlighted selected or not. You go to File, and you want to save for web and devices. And then in Save Web Devices, you've got all sorts of options which you may not have explored before. And we're just going to save it as an SWF. Now inside there's one feature which is absolutely vital that you change. It will be AI file to SWF by default, and you want it to be layers to SWF frames. Okay, you can loop them, you can link it backwards and forwards, you can change those options. Have a play around with that and see what the different things do if you don't understand them. And click Save, select a place to save it. I'm just saving it to my desktop, and that is you done. So if I open that up, you'll see it's playing that really short animation there, nice and easy. Now we'll use that again in a second. Use that same file name in a second, so this will change. So what else can you do with this? So that's alright, that's quite good fun, but what else can we do with this? Let's just trash out some of those layers and get back to one layer again. How about if I type some text? Let's make that a bit larger before we go for it, and type a few bits of text. Let's just do that again, there we go, that's better. So just a little bit of text there, and what I want to do first of all is I need to break that down so it's not text anymore. So I'm going to go to Type, I'm going to create outlines, and then from those outlines I want to press and I want to just go and ungroup them so that they're ungrouped, and then I'm just going to tell the computer to separate them out onto different layers, and that's going to look like this. So just in the layer panel, you'll find in the top right hand corner there's a menu, a small menu option, and there's release layers to sequence or release layers to build. Now release layers to sequence looks like the animation you saw a second ago with the circle disappearing as it moved up. The release layers to build means that as they go along it builds up the image. So each layer adds to the image, so that looks something like this. So as I scroll down you should see that as I get down towards the bottom I've only got one letter starting with a J. Okay, so that goes up until I've got all the letters on the scene. Okay, so that's frame by frame building up. Let's have a look at what that looks like when it's rendered out. Just check that looks like it should work, so let's go for it and see what happens. File, Web and Devices, and inside Web and Devices, we'll soon see if it's going to work or not. SWF, yeah, it's got a J at the beginning there, we know that's going to work. Got that correct, got it on loop, click Save. Save it to Untitled again, just like I said I would, and replace, and let's have a quick look at that. And I've got animating text appearing on the screen, an effect that's quite nice, quite interesting, could be used for all sorts of things, and just a step further in the right direction. Let's have a look at what else we can do. So if I know I can do that, then maybe I could use brushes in the same way. So let's go and open a brush library. That was just on the right hand corner again in the options of brushes menu, and I'm going to open the brush library. Let's go and have a look at some decorative brushes. Artistic, no, let's go decorative, scatter, and triangle, and yeah, so we'll just paint that in, and really this should oh, before I go any further I just want to get rid of these I just want to get rid of these, so I'm just going to go up to this, make a new layer, and I'm going to delete that layer. So just trash that one out, get rid of all that. So sorry about that. Start again there. So I've drawn some triangles in the scene here. The problem is at the moment that it's just one path, so if I try to separate that out to layers, that's just going to be one layer, because it's one path, so I need to just break that down. So if I go to Object and then Path, I can outline the stroke, and that gives me all separate objects that I can play around with. Let's just go and make sure they're ungrouped, and then once I've done that, I can do a sequence or a build, and we should see that will do exactly the same thing again. File, save for web devices. I'm not going to change any options in here. Just get that over SWF. That should be set up already. Ticked on loop. Save. Place. And just have a quick look at that one. And basically, you're starting to get the picture that I can generate these sequential things happening. So if I'm drawing, for example, I want to show an image building up as I go along, I could do exactly the same thing, making sure that my layers were separated out. So I could do this with any image I wanted to. I'll leave it about there and let you guys go and play with that and see if you enjoy it. Yeah, so good for basic animation. Probably not my choice of program for it, but you know, if Illustrator can do it, it might be useful. You never know. So this has been Clarity Design, and I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial.